Hey everybody, with the year 2023 coming to a close, I'd like to take some time to go back and look back at the storms that we had this year. So in this video, I'm going to be doing the top 5 worst thunderstorms of 2023 for this area, which happens to be Huntersville, North Carolina, just north of Charlotte, North Carolina. So I must say that this year has definitely been quite an active year for storms, and we have definitely gotten some bad ones this year. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. Be sure to check out the video description for links to all the various videos of the respective storms, and also I'll be putting cards in the video to each of these storms. Number 5, October 20th, 2023. During the afternoon of October 20th, 2023, a strong thunderstorm moved into the area with pea-sized hail and strong winds. And it comes to show that even during the fall, we can have pretty nasty storms, and even sometimes during the winter. We're subject to have nasty storms any time of the year in this area, and this one's definitely no exception. Now, thankfully, this storm had pea-sized hail and nothing bigger than that, and the winds were not very significant, not enough to cause any major damage or anything like that. Number 4, July 29th, 2023. While this storm here was not very severe or even strong for that matter, it did have one thing going for it which actually landed on this list. This thunderstorm had a very amazing looking shelf cloud as it moved into the area. It was quite a show seeing this storm move through the area. Again, it wasn't a very bad storm by any means, but this one really looked fierce for sure. Number 3, June 23rd, 2023. Now let's be clear here. We've had several storms this year that had quite a bit of lightning, so it was kind of difficult finding the perfect storm for number 3. However, I think that should go to this particular storm that occurred during the evening hours of June 23rd, 2023. So after dusk, a line of storms fired up and moved into the area, and these storms strengthened rapidly. These storms had some of the worst lightning I have seen in this area in years. The lightning was really bad. It's actually not very often that I get scared of storms and actually want them to go away, but this was one storm I was definitely over with by the time it got here. I was done with it. I was ready for it to go on because it seemed like strike after strike after strike. It was like, man, it's my house gonna get struck next. This was a pretty bad one. So this one actually caused damage to a neighbor's cable modem. It also did knock out power to some nearby homes due to lightning striking power lines. So yes, this was definitely a pretty nasty storm. Number 2, June 26, 2023. So it wasn't too long after that lightning intense storm that we had this monster come to the area. Now, unfortunately, this was a late evening storm, and my storm cams and indoor camera at home had already died. Yet I was at work when this happened, and the forecast was saying that any storm that developed during this afternoon was subject to have pretty significant hail. So I made the choice to remain at my place of work after my normal shift because I don't have a carport and I did not want to risk my vehicle getting a damaged windshield shortly after having the windshield already replaced. But thankfully this storm did not have really big hail. Matter of fact, the largest hail that it had was like pea size, but this storm brought some pretty nasty winds, knocking out power to over 1,000 people. And it was just quite a significant storm, and it definitely deserved to be number 2 on this list. Number 1, August 7th, 2023. Now let's face it, this storm here could easily be number 1 for probably the past 5 or 10 years. This is simply the worst storm I've ever seen in this area. This storm brought not only damaging winds, but it brought multiple tornadoes, including an EF0 tornado which touched down and had a path that was literally yards away from my home. This storm was responsible to pretty significant damage to trees, power lines, and even some homes. some of the tree damage not really showing up until days after the storm had actually passed. So yes, this was definitely a really bad storm, and I most certainly hope we don't have one this bad, hopefully in a long while, because this again was a really bad one. This storm was a result of having everything in place in the atmosphere. All the ingredients were there for tornadoes. And really, to be honest, our local meteorologist compared this to what we would normally see in the month of like April and May, not what you normally see in the months of July, August, and September. So anyways, that wraps up the top 5 worst thunderstorms of 2023 for Huntersville, North Carolina. And I should note that there were several other storms that could have easily been honorable mentions. Feel free to check out the link in the description to the playlist of thunderstorms of 2023. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing what 2024 has to bring for storms. Thanks for watching.